On Tuesday, Herschel Walker campaigned for Senate against Senator Raphael Warnock in Buckhead, Georgia. At the top of his remarks, Walker unveiled his so-called police badge that caused a viral moment during last week's debate against Warnock. Walker, who has claimed in the past to have worked in law enforcement, earned the ire of debate moderators and was trending on Twitter. Detractors had mocked Walker and pointed to the moment as evidence he was disconnected with reality. But Walker has doubled down, showing off the badge which his campaign says was given to him by the Cobb County Sheriff's Department for community service. Walker is currently polling within the margin of error against Warnock, and if he wins, could give the balance of power in the Senate to the Republican Party.
First of all, let me acknowledge my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because he said if you don't acknowledge him, he's not going to acknowledge you. And when I come knocking on him, let me in. And I also want to acknowledge my wife.
Wait. We can't hear you.
There you go. I want to acknowledge my wife, Julie, who's here as well. And I want to thank you guys for coming on this cold, cold day. But I'm glad you came, because I'm going to tell you just a little story. And the story about this two old men that love baseball. They love baseball so much that as one got up in age, he was getting ready to go leave and meet his maker. And the other one came in, took him and said, can you do me a favor? He said, what can I do for you? He said, can you let me know if there's baseball in heaven? The guy passes away, and a couple of weeks later, the other one is working in his backyard on a cold day like this right here. And this cloud started coming towards him, and he knew it had to be his friend that left this world. He ran up to this cloud. He started shouting, is that baseball in heaven? Is that baseball in heaven? And the voice from this cloud said, well, I got some good and bad news. Said, I don't care about that, is that baseball in heaven? And the voice said, well, the good news is there is baseball in heaven. And the guy goes, yes. Say the bad news is you're pitching tomorrow. And I tell you that is because right now, guys, we don't have tomorrow to worry about.
No.
Let's worry about right now. Right now, we got to get out and vote. Right now, it is time for us to stand up. Because I hope you saw Friday. You saw the one that should be your senator is Herschel Walker.
Yes.
You saw the one that's not afraid to be a leader. Because right now, we have someone in Washington that believes in no cash bail. That means releasing criminals back out on the street, not holding them accountable for anything. Right now, it is dangerous to even go out at night. But I can tell you right now, I will hold people accountable. Right now, I make sure that you're safe. I make sure your kids are safe. Right now, we have someone in Washington that want to indoctrinate your kids not to believe in themselves. They want to tell your kids because they're white that they're oppressors. And because you're black, you're victims. But I want all kids to know they're victorious.
Yes.
That they can make it in the United States of America. And you heard it saying there's peace through strength. But yet they've told our military now they're bringing wokeness into our military.
Oh.
Telling our soldiers, our young men and women, the greatest lethal fighting force ever assembled in the world today. They're telling them about pronouns.
Oh my gosh.
I can tell you right now, China, Iran is not talking about pronouns.
No.
They're talking about war.
Yeah.
But yet we have people in Washington that become weak. They've forgotten about who they're supposed to represent. They've forgotten about us. I can promise you, I don't forget about America. I don't forget about what God has done for me. I found that America's dream right here in the United States of America. And all of you are my family. I don't care what color you are. The guy I'm running against, he said America need to apologize for its whiteness.
Oh,
Let me tell you, America has already apologized for its whiteness. We're a melting pot. And what I mean by that, we get things done together. Because God don't care what color your skin is. He cares about your heart.
Oh, yeah.
So right now, I want to say I care about your heart because I care about how you feel. Right now, when you go to the grocery store, you get it. You feel it.
Oh, yeah.
But you see them in Washington, they won't even admit that they put us in jeopardy. They put us in jeopardy not just with the gas, with our energy. They put us in jeopardy with food. Because our energy involves food. They put us in jeopardy with crime. They put us in jeopardy with the border. And I want you guys to wake up, all you who have kids right now. Halloween is around the corner. Right now, China is dressing fentanyl up to look like candy. So I want you to be vigilant, because there's a new war in town. That war is called China. That's not your friend. They're sending fentanyl over the border. As of right now, they found 10 tons of fentanyl at the border. Think about what they haven't found. 10 tons of fentanyl can kill every American 13 times over.
Oh my gosh.
And we're letting them come through the border because we got people in Washington that won't take the ability to sit down and say, hey, we got to get this taken care of. But they're making excuses. The guy I'm running against, the Friday night, he made a lot of excuses. He even blamed me for some of them. He even blamed me for some of them. And I told him, you got to stand up. Don't use the Bible as a convenience to use these different quotes. Read the whole Bible. The whole Bible talks about responsibility, accountability, and independence. It talks about you doing for yourself. It talks about forgiveness. It talks about we doing it together, because in the Bible, it said, together we stand, divided we fall, because there's no house divided can ever stand. And if he read that, he would know that.
Yeah.
They asked me why I'm running. I said I'm running because I'm sick and tired of this. I'm not a politician, but I can tell you I'm a warrior for God. My holy Lord is destiny. Right now, like I said, it's coming. We got to vote. We got to get out and vote. Crime, this border, inflation, the military, our kids. What else can they do? In just 2 years, not quite 2 years, you see where we're at? And thinking that we can give them 6 more years. 6 more years, we can put up with this. We can't put up with this no more.
No.
And the way we stop it is come November. The way we stop it is right now. It's in your hands.
Yeah.
It's in your hands.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thank you so much. I do. I thank you so much. They've spent a lot of money at me. Hey, I told them no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Yeah.
And this is what's so funny. If he knew anything about inflation, he would have quit spending money when he knew it wasn't working. He should have quit spending money and told the people what he's going to do. And I'll tell you what I would do. I'll lower your taxes.
Yeah.
I'll secure the border.
Yeah.
I'll make sure the streets are safe.
Oh yeah.
I want to indoctrinate your kids. And I'll make sure we have the greatest fighting force ever assembled in our United States military, because I believe in the United States of America.
Oh yeah.
And it is time that we elect leaders that don't make excuses, but they have solutions.
Yes.
And I will come up with solutions, because I'll work with anyone. Anyone that believes in America and believes in the Constitution, I will work with you. But I want to thank you again and say God bless you. Thank you for being here. God bless. Thank you so much. God bless you now.